Hopefully I don't look as tired as I feel. All right, it is Saturday morning. The stone will be out by 9. I'm recording this video. I doubt it's going to be ready by 9 o'clock, but don't forget we're doing, it will be probably ready by 9:05 or 9:10. I'm doing the stream at 10 o'clock. If you have any questions, get in there. Looks like we got a lot of injury news, a lot of weather to monitor. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let's just start with injuries real quick. Some big ones. It looks like Travion Henderson's out. I just woke up to a lot of updates from people that would make you think Mayan Williams. I think Mayan Williams now becomes a very, very interesting play in GPP, but I am not trusting Ohio State running backs in my cash lineup. I'm just not going to do it because they're just notorious for never allowing bell cows. So, and I like bell cows for my running back. So that's just how it's going to be, Bob. That's how it's going to be. Let's see. The other injuries we're tracking, once again, they're always on here in purple. Spencer Sanders is a game time decision. I had Jalen Daniels on here. Probably need to go switch him real quick because it looks like what the fuck is his name? The skinny dude, Bean. Jason Bean's gonna start instead. You can see the brain's not quite functioning yet. So we're going to switch it to Jason Bean. I don't really think you play either of them now because I think Jason Bean, he may project really well, and I think he's a very fine GPP play, but no way I'm putting Kansas quarterback now that the better guy is back, and probably Bean is going to be on a short leash, or they may even have special packages to just bring Daniels back in. I like him just fine in GPPs if you want to take some shots, which I get because GPPs in college football, some of you guys have been fucking smashing them. Adrian Martinez is another injury one we got to watch over on FanDuel, and Taylor Van Dyke, the quarterback from Miami. Those are some big injuries to watch. Could affect a lot. All right, I guess we'll just talk about games to target real quick. This Texas, like when I say target these games, that seems nice. And when I say target, I mean like target them because they have high totals and they have competitive lines and they have usually fast offenses, right? But here's the problem when you try to target this game. These teams aren't very easy to target, right? Morton and Degen are tremendous plays for GPPs, but then you still got it. You probably need to dedicate 5 to 10 lineups just to that game to try to mix and match all their correct receivers, because trying to fucking guess it right with those guys is fucking Russian roulette. This Tennessee-Georgia game, I just have a feeling it's going to be like a 50-40 game. I just have a feeling there's going to be so many points scored in this game. I think so many guys in this game are viable, but to tell you for sure you got to have this guy, I can't do it. I always want to play hooker, but then you got to be open to playing with Hyatt. You got to be open to playing with Tillman. And then who do you run it back with? McConkey, Bowers, McIntosh. I think Stetson Bennett's awesome. I think he's a great play. I think he could go off today and win somebody a GPP. I think he's so fairly priced over on FanDuel that you almost got to consider him for cash. So, that's just one of those games. It's a great game to target because I just think it's going to be a great environment for scoring. But getting the pieces right can be crazy. And that's the most annoying part about college football is a lot of these great scoring offenses, they're just hard to peg down. Oklahoma State, if Spencer Sanders plays, he's a great play. Good luck fucking figuring out which receiver to stack him with. If you want to go Jason Bean, he's a great play. Good luck trying to figure out which of those three receivers, one of those three guys will have 25 points today, guaranteed. Good luck guessing which one that's going to be. And then having the correct run back, or if you even do a run back. Remember, in college football, run backs aren't always as important because the love just gets spread so wide. Sometimes you just need the other team to push your team. It doesn't always have to be one guy. I do encourage them. This Texas-Kansas State game, great environment for scoring, I think, if you're doing a FanDuel slate. And I really like this Alabama-LSU game to be a sneaky shootout. I think LSU has a pretty functional offense, and I don't think Bama's defense is as dominant as it's been before. So that's why I picked those games. I really like the sneaky shootout games. I was really liking this A&M Florida game, but now we're waking up to news that I guess I forgot to talk about this on injuries. Connor Wegman has the flu, and he might be out. And if he's out, to me, that dramatically decreases my interest in A&M. I had Devin Achane as like the stone cold nuts play, which is no hot take. I think everybody knows he is disgustingly underpriced on DK. But I also have Moose Muhammad as, he's a guy that's getting like 10 targets a game, but that was because I thought he was going to be in a functional offense. So I'm actually going to kind of drop him down to that real quick. I'm going to drop him down to this other blue real quick, which means he is dependent. Okay, the dark blue means they are dependent on somebody else. If Wegman doesn't play, this offense is fucking bad. It's bad. And I don't want to play the second receiver in a bad offense in my cash lineup. So that's what he's dependent on. I think Devin Achane is going to be fine either way. So that game, that's not such a sneaky game if Connor Wegman's not playing. It's going to be a fucking slog. And it also makes me like Anthony Richardson a lot less, who I was leaning towards putting in as my other cash quarterback. But if A&M's going to be slow and sloggy, I'm not interested anymore. So that Wegman news is huge. I'm very thankful that's an 11 o'clock game. Pretty sure if it's game 2, it's almost certainly an 11 o'clock game. Another game, this UNC Virginia game, man, this one, I just want to get a lot of this game. I just feel like this could be that one that just fucking goes off, and I don't think it's going to be that highly owned. Real big on this game, and part of the reason I'm so big on it is I think both sides can push the ball. It has a high total. Both teams have efficient offenses. And when people hear Virginia, they don't think, oh, that's a game I need to play. OU Baylor, man, I have a hard time predicting OU this year. I may wear the hat, but they're a fucking enigma. Dylan Gabriel finally priced to play. They're not the easiest team to stack. But I'll tell you this: I feel like Baylor is going to score some points today, and I feel like OU's offense has really started to show some efficiency. This game just strikes me as a game that gets into the upper 30s. Any other Alabama, LSU? Already talked about it. All right, so there's your games. There's your injuries. And as far as GPP goes, man, I'm telling you, when GPPs, I just want to be very clear. So you're getting the full use of the stone, which it seems like most of you are. Right? Most of you seem to be doing very well at college football, not just at cash, but even at GPPs. When you're looking to make your lineups, these guys in the orange, legit, you should only play the guys in the orange, the ones labeled GPP, if they are part of your stack. Okay, like you really want to play, you really want to play Brian Morton. Okay, well then now you should be considering his wide receivers. I would never play a one-off Xavier White, Miles Price, Trey Cleveland, Bradley, any of those guys. I would never do it. I would never play a one-off Tay Barber from TCU. So when they're in orange, you should basically only be considering them if it's part of a game stack or part of a team stack. Does that make sense? Like, I just don't see any use. Whereas guys in the blue are guys that, like, they could be really good one-offs, right? They could just be a guy, I just want to go in here and I really want to get some, part of this Ohio State game, which, by the way, the weather there, you got to watch the weather. We forgot to talk about weather, but this Ohio State Northwestern game, I like CJ Stroud a lot less with the weather I'm hearing about there. And the other one was the Indiana game, Indiana-Penn State. I already hated that game anyways. You're throwing some bad weather. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So there's that, okay? Back to the point I was making. But, like, if you want to get part of this OU Baylor game, I think Richard Reese is a fine piece for you to go toss in your GPPs. So a high upside guy are kind of like the better one-off plays. And by the way, they can still be part of a stack, a team stack, or they can still be part of a game stack, right? But, like, if you wanted to just go play Richard Reese as a one-off in a tournament, he might go for 45 points today. He has that kind of ability in him, right? And then cash plays are just guys that are the absolute stone plays, right? There's just guys you almost got to have in your lineup or got to be considering them, right? They're just so safe with their points. So that's what that means. All right, so don't go play Mookie Cooper today unless you're doing some weird Missouri stack. Don't even consider Tavion Robinson. I just put those guys on there just in case you're considering some weird game stack from a game that nobody's looking at. Strictly a GPP, okay? And you should never just go play Mookie Cooper by himself. If you're playing Mookie Cooper, he should basically only ever be played with Brady Cook. And I wouldn't encourage that. A lot of times I just leave the quarterbacks off there, like from Northwestern and shit. But there is a world in which a Brady Cook, Mookie Cooper could be an optimal play. So I have to put it on there. But there is no chance in fucking hell Northwestern stack would ever be there. The only reason I even put Washington on there is if you wanted a cheap run back for an Ohio State, right? The only reason I put Colorado's Jordan Tyson on there is if you wanted a run back for your Oregon stack. All right, let's talk cash because that's what most of you are here for. I think here's where I feel. I feel like I have 4 guys that there's no way I'm not going to have in my cash lineup. And once again, running backs are fucking stacked, quarterbacks are fucking stacked, and receivers are a fucking travesty. So with that said, here you go. The quarterbacks that I love, I'm absolutely finding a way to get Drake May in there. He passes the ball, he runs the ball, they're efficient, they have a high team total, they're playing on the road, so they'll probably get pushed. Fuck, I love Drake May. He will absolutely be in my lineup. I will find the money. He's basically my old Spencer Sanders, my old naked hooker. I'm in on Drake. So that's definitely my quarterback. I really, my other one was going to be Jalen Daniels, but now that we're getting word that Jason Bean's starting, obviously I'm not going to play Jalen Daniels in my fucking cash lineup. So that sucks. So now the second quarterback is up in flux, right? And then I thought about even playing Connor Wegman, but then I'm like, do I really want to have 3 fucking A&M guys in my cash lineup? I don't think so, Bob. Max Duggan is always awesome, but here's the problem. It's really hard to get 2 $8,000 receivers or quarterbacks in today, so I don't think I can play him, although he is very cash viable. I just like Drake May a little bit more, but they're still fucking studs. Stetson Bennett over on FanDuel, very affordable. I think I'm leaning towards Hooker. I just feel like if Tennessee blows them out, Hooker gets there. If it's a shootout, Hooker gets there. If Georgia's blowing them out, Hooker still probably backdoors 25 points. So I kind of am leaning towards Hooker, but I'd also like to save a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Over on FanDuel, I think Bryce Young and Jaden Daniels, not Jalen, Jaden, the guy from LSU. I think that they're both very, very good cash plays. So right now I'm pretty torn who my super flex is going to be because I've already told you I'm playing Drake May, but my super flex, man, it's tough because it's tough to get Duggan in there unless you want to just punt twice at receiver, and even then it's not that easy. I thought there was one other quarterback I was looking at. Hold on, let me look over here. No, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. Positions, quarterbacks. Yeah, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, Bob. I don't know. I really hope Wegman plays so then I can play Richardson. Probably just do that. I don't know. All right, the 3 running backs, there's no way you're getting me off of. Devin Achane, of course. No fucking hot take there. He'll probably be 90 to 100% owned in cash. The other one I love, Mo Ibrahim, 7,300. He's just a bell cow. He's efficient. They're in a team total. He's just everything I want. I like to pay for running backs at cash game and college football, especially. Okay, look, I'm all over the place this morning. If the last 3 nights at cash game, I'd say I've probably only cashed maybe 30% back. So, down a little bit, but like I was playing less because 2 and 3 game slate, there's so much more volatility. On big slates like this, there's such a better edge to be had because there's so many more chances for people to make fucking mistakes. So for all of you that are being sweaty bastards like me and playing every day, make sure that you are putting the majority of your money on these Saturday slates and not on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday slates, right? Matter of fact, those would be great, nice to just go play GPPs and have some fun with it, right? Because just at cash, like literally just one guy messes up, you're fucked. Right, so that's where I've been. The last 3 nights, of the small slates, just the volatility have gotten me. I told you I've been running pure this year at college football, so no surprise at 2 and 3 game slates, the water finds its level, right? All right, so I just wanted to tell you that. Quick PSA. And then the other third running back that will be in my flex will be Tajay Spears. I love him. There's just no way I'm not going to get him in there. He's getting more and more touches. They have a huge team total. They run the ball. He's effective. He gets pass catches. He scores touchdowns. He does everything you want. He's a nuts play. So that's my 3 running backs I'm absolutely going to play. But I do think there are some other running backs you should consider for cash. Because I think Abaconda at 7,700 is a huge play. I think Tucker is a great play. The total in this game is not so huge, but team totals don't bother me as much when it comes to running backs. That's more of a wide receiver quarterback concern that I usually have. Maccabee over on FanDuel, Bijan are very, very nice cash plays. I think Jamar Gibbs is a fucking smash play over on FanDuel at cash, so you might have to rotate him in there, right? Especially because, you don't have Ibrahim over there. On FanDuel. All right, so that's running backs, right? So far I've given you 1 quarterback, 3 running backs that I am definitely playing. That doesn't mean you have to, right? It's your fucking cash lineup. Play who you want. Now, wide receivers is a fucking shit show. I was leaning towards Moose Muhammad. I hate it because I already have a chain. And do I really want to have 2 fucking Texas A&M guys in my cash lineup? No, I don't. But if they're going to have a functional offense, I don't mind it. So this Connor Wegman news is ginormous to me. Is going to completely undo my lineup. By the way, I forgot to mention this on running back. Kendre Miller, a lot of people like him because he's so damn efficient, and he is great. And CCU has a huge total, and he could go for 30 points a day. The reason I don't put Kendre Miller as cash is because he usually only gets 17 touches a game. And on 17 touches, you need him to be uber efficient. Basically, he needs to get over a point per touch, which is a lot to ask from anybody, even in college football. So is he a great play? Yes. I just don't want him in my cash lineup because I want these guys that are guaranteed 22 to 25 touches, not a guy that's guaranteed 17 touches. That's why I don't have him in there. All right, back to receiver. I think I like this Anton Green. He's just a little underpriced for what he offers in this UNC game. To me, he's the only high-end receiver. Him and Ibuka were the only two I could really get to and justify as high-end cash plays. There's so many good receivers out there, but there's no just obvious receivers, right? And if you're spending all that money, if you're playing May and you're playing those three running backs I talked about, you're going to have to save some money at fucking wide receiver. Brevin Spanford, I hate him. He has no upside, but right now he's in my cash lineup because I needed the fucking money. Do I want to have two Gophers in my cash lineup? No, I don't. So I'm going to try to get him out of there, but if you need a punt, he's viable. Let's see. Other receivers, I think Chris Houston is probably my favorite punt at wide receiver today at 4,000. He projects really well in that big game total. Problem is there is a chance that Oregon passes the ball around. He just doesn't, get his a share today or doesn't capitalize on his share. And before you know it, it's mid-third quarter. Oregon's blowing him out, and he's already out of the game. So that is a legit concern. But, that's what you get. That's what you're paying for, right? You're paying $4,000. So that's what you get, you motherfather. And from there, there's just not a lot of tremendous wide receiver options. I mean, for cash, that is. I mean, there's tons of great options. Like, if you want to go try to guess, like Hyatt, he could go off again today. But, I don't know if I want to play a $7,100 guy against Georgia. That just really scares me from my cash lineup, right? I can't get there. I can't get there. Not in my cash lineup. Marvin Harrison had the big week last week, but I don't want to pay $7,500 for a guy where I feel like I'm paying for last week's results. Quentin Johnson gets banged up too much, and he's not exactly a usage monster. 8 targets a game for $7,400. I don't want that in my cash lineup. So cash is fucking tough. I mean, wide receiver cash is tough. So honestly, what you might be best doing is looking at these high upside guys and picking the ones you like, because there's just not a lot of great options at cash for receiver. There's really not. Bowers makes a lot of sense, but do you really want to pay $6,700 for a tight end in your cash lineup? $6,700 is basically saying I definitely need 25 points from this guy. Lab McConkey, he's been really good recently, but do I trust any Georgia receiver at $6,100 for my cash? No, I think those are tremendous GPP plays. I just can't put them in my cash lineup, man. I can't do it. So there you go. Cash wide receiver. If you know the answer, you feel free to fucking tell me. And by the way, Ibuka, I think that you got to be very aware of that weather. That has to at least hurt him 10%, right? Probably hurts his usage a little bit. There is a chance they just run the shit out of the ball today. And now do you really want to be paying $7,200 to get to a guy that is going to be at less usage? Troy Franklin has a huge upside for Oregon. I just worry about the blowout and, them spreading the ball around too much. Fuck, it's tough. It's tough. It is tough at wide receiver. I do not love that many receivers at all. I marked a couple of them as cash, but even those, still tough. Even Anton Green at 6,000. I don't even think he's an absolute nut smash play. I just think he's underpriced for what he offers in that environment. So, that's why I put him there, because cash is just all about getting value. So anyways, man, I hope this helps. I gave you the 4 pieces that I'm building my cash lineup around, and then from there I'm just going to kind of build. I'll probably end up with that Hudson in my lineup too, so that'll probably be my one wide receiver that I'm going to play just because I need some salary relief. So I still got to go figure out my super flex, 2 receivers. That's where I'm at, right? But once again, it's not like my cash lineups are always the nuts. On main slate, yes, I've been cashing about 70%, but 70% just still means 30% of the time I still lose. So take that with a grain of salt, man. I want you to be the master of your own cash lineups. I don't want it to be me spoon feeding you. I'm just giving you the plays. Drake May is a smash play, but I mean, if you went and played Max Duggan over him, I would be like, I get it. I totally get it. Max Duggan has a bigger total. All right, guys, I'm going to shut up now. See, this video will be out. I'll see you in about 45 minutes for a stream.